on fire. Mumbai Indians scoring 210 for 6 against Kolkata Knight Riders at Eden Gardens. This is the halftime show on ESPN. Quick info with me, Jason Dacey, joined by our experts, Steve Dasgupta and Brad Hogg. How about that innings from Kishan? Wasn't that something special?
Absolutely. You said the MI was on fire, and who lit the fire? Kishan lit the fire there. 62 of 20 was absolutely brilliant. Because they needed something like that. Even though they got a good start, they were going at 8, 9 and over, but to get to that 180, 200, which was kind of the pass score here, you needed that momentum, and I think that knock was very, very special.
Yeah, 72 for 2 after 10 overs, Hoggy, and they really put the gas down after that.
Yeah, well, they attacked the strength of Kolkata Knight Riders. We all talked about the spin being their strength. Their quicks haven't stood up. As we saw, they got pounded in the final overs as well. But you go and attack their strength. They've been weak, the spinners, over the last couple of games for the Kolkata Knight Riders. You can see that their confidence is down. Chawla bowling full tosses, half trackers.
That's a huge thing what he's saying, because that's your strength, right? So when your strength becomes your weakness, that's when teams start thinking, now what?
Yeah, well, Kishan attacked Kuldeep.
Yeah.
And
4 sixes in a row. He got
we're recording
up to 50, up to 17 balls to his 50, right? So that was incredible.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Listen, as Hoggy was mentioning, the fact that they depend on the spinners. That's the main strength. And when Kishan going after the spinners, Kuldeep especially, and suddenly everything kind of went haywire, because Kishan got 51 of his 62 of spinners, which was of just 16 deliveries.
Yes.
So that's what you needed from the youngster, because obviously Rohit was there, and very smart of Rohit. He realized the fact that Ishan Kishan's going hard at the bowlers and he's looking good. All he did was take those singles initially, get Ishan Kishan on strike, and let him do his stuff. Yeah,
for a change, Rohit wasn't the dominant man there at Eden Gardens. He did his job, but it wasn't one of his brilliant innings.
He was just too slow tonight, wasn't he, Rohit? It's just one of those things, but I like the way that Yardev out the top, Lewis, they got the momentum going, but they lost early wickets. Sharma, he just played that pivotal role, but Kishan came out. But the thing is, they put Cutting in front of Duminy at the end, and what happened? 24 off 9 deliveries. Yes, I'm going blind just a little bit. Oh, there we go. We'll get the fonts up. But 24 off 9 deliveries, and then Krunal Pandya comes out and hits that final 6 off Chawla. That's just brilliant. But why are they wasting having Duminy in the team? They could have had Milne, another bowling option, and really attack this Kolkata Knight Riders batting.
But 22 off the last over could prove costly for Kolkata.
Yeah, and I can't really think or kind of figure out why Piyush Chawla bowled the last over. You had 2 overs of Andre Russell left, an over of Tom Curran left. It's difficult. I can understand you bowl a spinner on a pitch which is turning, a slowish pitch. I can understand that. But on a pitch like this, which is very good for batting, the ball comes to your bat nicely. I wasn't too sure about Chawla bowling the last over.
Yeah.
Look, the reason why I think is because Curran couldn't hold the ball. He couldn't grip the ball when he was bowling. He was calling for the towel out there. He was bowling full tosses. And I think he was a little bit worried about Russell doing that. But then you throw the ball to the spinner, which is hard to control when that's humid.
So that's my question. Isn't it more difficult for the spinner to
there's times there where I've bowled out Eden Gardens.
Yeah.
I've got the sweatbands on, I've got the long sleeves. The reason why I've got that is to stop the sweat coming down the hands, because I remember playing one game there when I was playing for Rajasthan Royals. And Jark Callis was batting, and I bowled a ball where I've got to there, and as I've come around, the whole water's gone down there, and I've thought I've lost the ball, and it's just a half volley, easy shot over cover, and then I've bowled 2 full tosses after that because I had the short sleeves. So you've got to put the long sleeves on there to stop the sweat getting into your hands, and I don't think they did that today.
Yeah, so Kolkata Knight Riders with it all to do. So what tactics can they take here? Because it's going to have to go all out to get that score of 211.
As you rightly mentioned, listen, there's no point discussing tactics anymore, because it's out of the window. 210 is a big total. Yes, it's a high scoring ground, high scoring venue. But 211 to chase that down, it's going to be a tough one. So as far as strategies go, just go out there and play your game. The good thing is they need a obviously good start because both of their openers, I hope they open with Narayan and Chris Lynn. And they just play their natural game. I mean, obviously, if they get a good start, let's say around 60, even if they get 60, 65, losing 1 wicket, they should be happy in the first power play.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, when we look at what Kolkata have done, and especially with that umpiring decision, I know you were a bit worked up on social media, Brad, about that. So
no, I didn't put my tweet out there that I wanted to put. Seriously,
it was a no ball call, but
I know he slipped, but he was well behind the line.
Yeah.
And as soon as you see that foot behind the line, you're looking straight up. There's no way that was a no ball. And there's been too many calls like this. They went upstairs for the full toss to see if it was over waist high. It was well below the waist. If there's too many games where, especially when you get into those finals or any game, if you call that no ball and it's a free hit, it can change the game. It can cost the team a game. And it can also cost a player his spot.
And it was a very experienced umpire too that you know, Deep.
Yeah, I mean, but that's one of the reasons why they changed the rule. First, initially the rule was you see where the foot had landed. Now it's like the first impact of the foot which is behind the line because fast bowlers, their feet drag.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why they changed the no ball rule. And we talk about T20 format where the margins are very, very small. It just boils down to one hit.
Yeah.
You know, one hit as in a 4 or a 6, and these can prove to be very, very costly.
Yeah,
well, the thing that disappointed me is if it's a batsman and it's a decision, they go up, and it's well behind the line. Why are we going up for that?
Yeah, it should work both ways, right?
It's got to work both ways. It's definitely got to work both ways. It's just. It infuriates me that they use it one way and not the other way.
Yeah, but overall a pretty sloppy fielding and bowling performance, would you say, from KKR?
Yes, and I think they kind of lost the plot when the spinners got started going for runs. I think they kind of suddenly, because that's what they depend on. They depend on their spinners, and suddenly their spinners are going for runs. I think that's where kind of lost it. I mean, someone like Piyush Chawla, 48 he went for, but I think that's where the last over again from Chawla, then that Kuldeep over in the middle, that kind of changed the whole equation, I thought.
Yeah, 4 overs for 48, so that's pretty expensive in the context of this match.
Oh, definitely. He has not bowled well over the last couple of games.
He did get 3 wickets, but that really, you can't concede.
When you've got 210 runs, you're not worried about wickets. You're worried about the economy rate, and the economy rate with all the bowlers, apart from Narayan, isn't that flash.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Chawla, he went for 12 and over 48, as you mentioned, and even Kuldeep, 43 of his 3, so which is like
that's
50.
Yeah, but Kishan just came out and
Yeah,
attacked him. But this is one thing with Kuldeep, is that he's not bowling with the zip that he had when he was playing for India. He's not getting through the crease, and it's a bit of a worry. It's a huge worry for him and Indian cricket at the moment, and Kolkata. The confidence with Kolkata at the moment is not looking good. They need to come out and really explode. And I'm a little bit concerned that they're going to be relying too heavily on Lynn. Narayan's always hit and miss whether he's going to get you off to a good start. And Andre Russell at the moment, he's just started to fall away a bit as well.
And let's not forget that if Mumbai Indians win this game, they'll go level on points with KKR, and also the net run rate could be really crucial. They may go above them with net run rate.
And you know what? At the business end of this tournament, momentum does make a big difference. You have Mumbai, if they go on to win this, they are in a positive momentum. They've got 3 back-to-back wins. On the other side, KKR is on a negative momentum. And then you start thinking about it and it goes like, okay, our spinners went for a few, our batsmen are not getting runs, and then suddenly the whole environment kind of becomes a little negative. And it's just the opposite if Mumbai goes on to win this. But if KKR can win this, it's a complete change. Again, they're upbeat. They've chased down 211. So I mean, it's a huge game. It's a huge game.
And they're trying to snap a 7-game losing streak against Mumbai Indians. So that is something on their back.
It's going to be tough tonight. Going to be tough. I just can't see them doing it. No, I just think they've got too many bowling options as well, Mumbai Indians, and I just think they're going to be too good. But again, they should have just had that one more bowling option. They don't need to bat Duminy down at number 8, 9. Is he coming in 9?
God knows, maybe not, but
8.
So, but talking about bowling options, Milner would not be just another bowling option. He'd be a totally different, dimension because pace, bounce, zip. So he brings in a totally different dimension to this bowling attack. But anyways, they've gone without him in this game. I think that still should be enough of bowling out there to kind of defend.
So for the bowling options, if you're Rohit Sharma, who do you go with to start with?
I'd open up with McClanagan. I'd probably even open up with Hardik Pandya and just allow that pace of Boomerang just to be utilised throughout the innings when need be, because there's a few batsmen in that Kolkata lineup that are very susceptible to the short ball. Yeah. Rayner, Singh. And Andre Russell. So, and even Utpa.
Robin's got out a few times now trying to pull over mid-wicket short arm jabs. And
well, he got dropped last game very early as well.
And
so
they'll be attacking. He went on to get a 50 after.
Yeah, and Hardik Pandya was the bowler, I think, to Utpa there.
True. All right, guys, thank you very much. Should be some more fireworks, we hope, at Eden Gardens. 211 to win for Kolkata Knight Riders against Mumbai Indians.